All right. Welcome, everybody, to Skeptalk Live, episode number 41. We are officially
Whoa.
over the hill at that point.
Damn.
Yeah.
I feel so fucking old.
Yep. So, I'm your host, Udo, and with me is my co-host, Jason. Shayna couldn't make it tonight, and neither could Wes. So it's going to be the boys back in town.
The boys are back. Yes.
Let's take a look to see what's going on in the chat. It is completely blank. No one has said anything, but that's fine.
Oh, everybody's playing Sea of Thieves. Stop playing Sea of Thieves and watch our show, guys.
Exactly.
Come on.
It's important. All right. So we've got another fun show today. I found quite a few things. Enet says here.
Welcome me to
Excellent.
time to take that fucking first place.
Resin Shiro says never. So Jason, how did finals go?
Fucking it was like a whirlwind brutal 2 weeks. I'm done. I'm fucking so excited.
Enet down takes number one spot.
Yes, he does. I'm pretty sure I just aced that. The final I had Wednesday, so I'm feeling pretty comfortable with that.
Fantastic.
Yeah. How you doing?
Not bad.
How's Udo?
Putting in some work, doing some behind the scenes stuff, maybe some more some things going on here in the future. Just some guest star type stuff. Seems pretty fun.
Yeah.
Also getting ready, since the end of the month is coming, to get started on that Friday show. So Skeptalk Late will be a thing. And I've been working on all of the scene transitions and everything. It's gonna look very much like I'm attempting to try and be the Stephen Colbert show, which is exactly what I'm trying to do.
Dude, that's the best.
I've got
wanted to do something like that.
Yeah, I've got a setup where
Good
it looks
for
like
you.
I'm on a stage, and I've been trying to fix my camera and stuff so that I can easily manipulate it into multiple spots, so I can stand up against my green screen and look like I'm standing. I'm working on
that's the shit.
working on a button for fake applause, fake like boos and stuff like that, so that during that episode or during that show, I'll be able to put in my own fanfare and stuff. I've been thinking about the possibility of putting in a command during the Friday shows where a robot will play applause sounds and things like that, so that the people who are watching can control that. We'll figure that out.
That's amazing.
Anyway, let's get into the show. I had a crash on my system earlier today in a one of my modes that I usually don't get the crash in, where it's just me. So if it happens, I'll be back. As long as we don't have something obvious on the screen that's getting us banned, don't worry. We're probably not banned. I had 30 messages come in oh, did you get banned again? I'm like, no, my stupid computer sucks.
Oh, that's fine.
All right. Well, let's get into the news. Once again, this is a fair use talk show. Everything that we're talking about here is an example of commentary, criticism, and parody. We are doing news reporting, and when you think that you should be reporting us for using someone else's content, remember that fair use is a thing.
And you're a cunt.
You're right. Our first piece of news. A Chinese space station could re-enter the Earth's atmosphere over Oregon within the next 2 weeks. Now, this is a local piece of news.
I fucking read about that.
Right.
So mad.
So it's more than Oregon. It's a whole lot more than Oregon, but it being a local newspaper, that's apparently all they cared about. This the path of possible destruction is everything you see in the green and yellow lines here. So,
right. So my question is wait, what? We're not in the green lines. Oh, green and yellow lines.
Green and yellow lines, yeah.
Oh, so we're barely in.
Yeah, exactly. But the fact that we are in it is what the local newspapers, cares about.
Right. I hope it hits China, since China's right in the path. Oh, right. They all land on China. Give them their fucking equipment back.
Exactly. Just a reclamation.
Yeah. Yeah, here's your GoldenEye satellite back, you assholes.
China has lost control of the Tiangong-1. The country told the United Nations in 2016 the space station will make an uncontrolled re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere between April 1st plus or minus 4 days. So it could be as early as a couple days from now or as late as the 4th of April.
Wow. So
Yeah.
anytime now we could all just die.
Yeah, this seems like the least controlled thing in space I've ever seen anyone doing. Like, almost we're able to pinpoint when all sorts of dumb shit is going to happen. Like, apparently they didn't put any sensors on this thing when they lost control of it.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, we made it out of a fucking. It's not really theirs, right? It's a fucking. It's a knockoff space station that they just like rebranded.
Exactly. It was made in Taiwan.
Yeah, exactly.
Resin says this is going to be some elaborate April Fool joke from China, isn't it? It could be. That would be very funny. They're just like, nope, we never lost control of it. April Fools, 2 years in the making. That would be pretty good. It's experts say that you have a less than 1 in 1 trillion chance of chewing space debris. So, even if you are well within the zone.
Wow.
Yeah. Incandescent objects during this re-entry may be visible.
Likely to happen.
Yeah, exactly. That's just the numbers they tell you to make you be able to sleep at night.
Right.
Right. Depending on the time of day, visibility conditions, and an observer's locations, you may be able to see incandescent objects during re-entry. So, we may get a light show, too.
We know that.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like anybody didn't know that, though, right?
Right.
It's like, we've all seen Armageddon. We know what happens here, people.
Yep. It looks like the best guess that they have is that the ground footprint of the crash will have a 2,000 kilometer footprint.
Jesus.
Yeah, it could be possibly 70 kilometers wide and I don't know why they say 18 kilometers thick. I don't know how you're going to have
I know what that means.
Crash area that's thick.
That's like real thick.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, like, thick, man. I don't know.
At that point, you might as well just say all of it, right?
Yeah.
There's not really anything. It's like, I mean, there might be some mountains, but
does that mean deep? 18 kilometers deep?
Maybe.
That'd be pretty extensive, right?
Yeah,
that's pretty deep.
Depth of impact of 18 kilometers is pretty intense.
I have no idea how long a league is, but that sounds like hundreds of leagues.
Exactly.
That's terrifying. Is it projected to most likely land in the water, or are they saying it's probably going to hit land?
Well, being that there is more water than land, it will likely be a water landing. But they have no idea where it's going to go. So, and I'm wondering, it's not big enough, right, to cause any sort of like major environmental disaster. But then again, it could, send its biggest, hardest part right into a nuclear reactor, right?
Yeah, right.
Like there could
literally
all sorts of bad things could happen.
This is a Hollywood movie 2 years in the making from China.
Right. This is not even a real thing. They're just about to release the trailer.
Yeah. It's a plot. It's a movie plot.
18 kilometers.
It's Godzilla. This is how Godzilla was created.
Exactly.
GoldenEye satellite falls from the sky into a nuclear reactor that a lizard was crawling by.
Well, it's a whole space station.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So it's more than just a satellite. But it's also not big enough to, like, cause a tsunami or anything. So.
Right, because it's still a space station that we've built. And our space stations are utter garbage.
Yeah. Yeah.
As humans right now.
Yeah, there's no Star Trek level shit here.
No. It's really unfortunate.
Right.
I see all this like really expensive space station like pictures, and I'm like, God, it looks like he built that out of fucking Legos.
Right.
You look like a little kid. I put this together, Dad.
All right.
Well,
our next
not gonna fight off the aliens.
Exactly. They've got just It's equipped with ballistas and catapults.
Yeah, exactly.
Our next story comes
Why is
from
there a horse on there?
what? The cavalry. Release the space cavalry.
Exactly.
A bunch of horses with the bull helmets, right?
Oh, amazing.
All right. So this story is called "Misuse of Abuse of Misuse" because it's poorly written, mostly due to the fact that it is translated from Argentinian, which I think is Portuguese. But Buenos Aires, an Argentine tax official, has reportedly made a one-letter change to their name and then legally changed their gender from male to female in a bid to gain another 5 years of retirement. So, to explain this, Sergio, who was divorced, a divorced 59-year-old man, became Sergia under a law in Buenos Aires that allows you to legally change your gender without undergoing sex reassignment surgery. So,
Okay.
by doing this, he now qualifies to retire at the age of 60, which is the Argentinian women's retirement age, instead of the male's 65.
Brilliant.
Right.
Absolutely brilliant.
The quote,
give this man a medal.
A quote from Mateos Asanado, the head of the Salta province of the civil registry, said, "This is a clear case of the abuse of misuse of retirement rights and the law of gender identity." So, regardless of where you stand on gender identity, this is an example of a possible abuse that could go through, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a dog emergency.
Yeah, and that's like, okay, first of all, Argentina, what the fuck? That's super fucked up that women can retire at 60.
Right.
Number one, they're going to have less money. That sucks for them.
Right.
But number two, they get to retire 5 years early. That's awesome for them.
I wonder if this will catch on.
Don't women live longer? I don't fucking get it. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean,
it makes sense to me.
Is that going to drastically affect their census numbers? Also, what happens after this guy retires if he changes his sex back?
Has to go back to work.
He has to go back to work right now. Or what happens if...
Sorry, Sergio.
Right. Because he's 59, right?
Stay home. Yeah.
He's about to be able to retire based on this, right?
As he should, because the state made stupid fucking laws.
Right. But if they retroactively change it, what happens to him?
Ties his work boots back on. Exactly. That's what you get for living in Argentina. That's the other half of the equation.
Don't cry for me.
Exactly.
All right. Our next story is poop so much you make another state smell. Okay,
you don't know this.
All right.
But I had a game that I was playing. And every time poop is involved, I have to drink.
Oh, neat. All right. Well, interesting. Get ready.
Interesting. Hopefully you don't break any rules tonight because you're getting fucked up.
All right. New York City wastewater treatment plants will reportedly stop sending trains filled with partially treated sewage to Alabama after Yellowhammer State residents complained about horrific smells and sludge-driven health issues.
Jesus.
So, first off, we now know that New York is sending trains full of poop to other states.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I never knew that that poop was transported by train. That seems awful.
It seems
hey, buddy.
Okay.
Jasper, you're fine.
Question. Okay, this actually is a huge question. Right. There are fucking oil spills because trains wreck carrying oil all the fucking time.
No.
Yep.
That would be the worst.
Why don't we hear about these?
Right.
We don't hear about these.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, they don't happen as often as oil crosses the United States. That'd be insane.
Right.
But this happens often enough. Fuck, dude, has this crashed?
Yeah, if one of these crashed, it would smell like a Taco Bell nightmare.
God. Oh, New York poo.
Right, exactly.
It's like
Um,
the worst.
the wastewater treatment plants, 6 from New York City and 1 from New Jersey, began dumping biosolids in the Big Sky environmental landfill in Adamsville, Alabama, more than a year ago. Uh,
What?
yes. So they
Oh, okay. It's a landfill though.
right, but still, that's the
Oh,
worst thing ever. So they literally just ship poop to Alabama to dump it in a landfill.
that's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so inefficient,
Right,
right?
exactly. We
It's like
have
just take it to New Jersey.
I was reviewing some of our old episodes and I found that part where I talked about turning spaceman poop into food.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could just take care of it that way.
Uh,
We could feed all of Alabama.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with either of these options.
Exactly.
This is a false dichotomy.
You didn't agree then either, and I remember that
Exactly.
distinctly. The state became a the state became a landing zone for New York City sewage as the state faces challenges to solve its waste problem. The Environmental Protection Agency said that in 1988 the waste should not end up in the ocean. So they've started to move everything. Take it to New Jersey and just dump it along the turnpike, Enid says. No one will
Yeah. That's what I'm
notice.
saying. Just take it to New Jersey.
Exactly. Uh,
Dude, it smells like shit anyway.
right. The operation has left a sour taste among locals. Ah, cha cha.
Gross.
Right. Who said the waste has brought on a disgusting smell and a slew of health concerns. Yeah, they're just dumping poop into a hole.
Yeah.
Twisty Top Header, welcome to the best part of the show, where we talk about poop. On a hot day, the odor and flies are horrific, West Jefferson Mayor Charles Nix, who resides near the landfill, told The Guardian. The mayor lives near the landfill, which sucks. It's better in the wintertime, but when the wind blows in the wrong direction, you get the smell. It's like dead, rotting animals. Nick said
Ugh.
people were miserable being around the sewage, which makes sense.
Yeah.
He added people would get sewage water splattered onto their vehicles when they drove too close to the trains, which means that
What
these
the?
trains are not properly secured and just
Yeah.
open topped. Like if you look at the picture I've got here,
Yeah,
that
it looks terrible.
yeah, there's just like rubber covery things
Yeah.
that are like bolted down. I don't think that they're
Dude, that is a very big problem.
they are not slosh proof.
No. And it's a moving fucking vehicle on tracks.
Right. Twisty says, "Oh my
Yeah,
god!"
it's
And
not as
here I
bad as
thought,
this Twisty.
yeah.
Sorry.
If you get too close to the trucks, the liquid would blow off onto your windshield and fill your car with a smell. It spilled out onto the
Ugh.
road a few times. Edward Timbers, a spokesperson for the New York City Department of Environmental Protection, told news that the operation was being suspended due to address local concerns after a slew of complaints. It's unclear
Yeah,
if the
good.
operation was just temporarily stopped or is gone for good. 7% of New York City's waste goes to the Alabama landfill.
God, that is so inefficient and disgusting.
Yeah. So they have to have trains to ship it to Alabama because they can't pump it into the ocean anymore.
You know what this is?
Mhm.
This is a fucking family that owns some water treatment plants and a railroad.
Ah, okay. And I'm not
That's what it
advocating that
has.
they send it into the ocean. I'm just saying, due to the fact that they
Yeah,
send it into the ocean, they kind of panicked and just said, ship it to Alabama.
yeah.
uh,
Also, like New York is pretty fucking extensive. There are
yes.
plenty of places you guys could bury it in your own backyard.
Right. Or finish treating
And,
it and then you do what every other state does, which is like use it
what's
as
that?
they fertilize, right? They use it as fertilizer. They use it as all sorts of stuff. Grizzly, welcome to the chat.
What,
Uh
Chris?
yep. So they do a lot of things with it, but I was trying to find information on it, and I don't think Oregon ships any of their feces anywhere, but I think we also don't have the same kind of problem that New York has with people, right? How many people?
Wait, they use human poop as fertilizer?
Oh yeah.
That can't be true.
Not for food crops, but for things.
Okay.
Right?
Gotcha.
Right.
Right. Okay.
You can get it to plant trees, you can get it to
Isn't that called night soil?
Yeah. Yep.
Gross.
All right, you remember that story
reading about that like medieval shit?
Oh yeah. You never plant your food in night soil.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, right. Did we cover that? That sounds really familiar.
Well, no, but that's something that was a a medieval thing.
Right, yeah.
Do you remember the story that we covered about the Confederate flag in Seattle that was actually the Swedish flag or the Norwegian flag?
Yeah.
One of the two, right?
God.
Well, apparently flags are hard. So, a U.S. employee association is now being sued after restricting a man's membership over a argument about a flag.
What flag is that?
This is the flag of Malaysia.
Crazy. It looks like United States and like an Arabic flag combined.
Correct. Which made it apparently, according to this I think it was Boeing, right? So where did the the name of the company was, I think it was Boeing's Employee Association or whatever, an Islamic State symbol.
What?
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Boeing said that?
Boeing's their employee. I'll make sure that it's Boeing, but I'll go through here real quick. Munir Zanile.
Like, do you not have Google all around you in every fucking device?
Right, exactly. So Munir,
like,
go ahead.
Everybody knows the Islamic State flag is black and white. Like, what the? They don't like fucking color anything. Jesus.
Right. Munir Zanile let a property rented. It says let, but it doesn't flow very well. Munir Zanile rented a property at a lake owned by the organization for by this specific organization for a Malaysian Independence Day party. The FBI was then alerted when an employee reported the Muslim guests were displaying what was described as a U.S. Flag defaced with a Islamic State group symbol. The investigation ended when it emerged that the flag was Malaysia's, but Zanile was then banned from hosting events. So the guy who was
what?
Yeah, the guy who's part Malaysian, just happens to be Muslim, has now been banned from it's Boeing Employees Association. The Spirit Boeing is the name of the employee association. The ACLU is now filing a lawsuit against the Spirit Boeing Employee Association for racial profiling. Jobsis, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
Fucking good. I would too.
Yep. Mr. Zanile is a Muslim Malaysian aerospace engineer and was a paying member of the Employee Association when he rented the property to celebrate both Malaysian Independence Day and the end of Ramadan. According to the complaint, the party included guests of Indian Malaysian ancestry, with several women wearing hijabs. The FBI closed its investigation the following month, but the lawsuit alleges that the Employee Association then hired a private investigator to look at the incident, which ended the Zanile's rental privileges without informing him. The ACLU.
What the fuck? They were complaining that there were people that were from fucking Indian Malaysia.
Right.
Like,
but it's because of this flag. They were stating that it was a Islamic State symbol.
Yeah, I get not knowing where this flag is from, right?
But once the FBI tells you that it's the Malaysian flag.
Well, dude, it's like, if the fact that they couldn't figure that out on their own and they worked for Boeing scares the fuck out of me, because these guys are idiots.
Right, exactly.
Like, what do? They better be janitors. Like, there's nothing else that they could possibly be doing at Boeing that would make me feel okay.
Right.
Like, now I don't want to fly in planes.
The Spirit Boeing Employees Association has made no comment. I'm not sure that, so this isn't Boeing's doing. It's the Spirit
No.
Boeing Employees Association. I want everybody to know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So nobody.
Yeah. That's fair.
Right.
But these are Boeing employees.
Correct.
That created their own union.
Correct.
And there's some of them that are so fucking stupid, they won't use Google to see what a map is or what a fucking flag is.
Right.
Like, that's not to mention the ISIS flag is fucking everywhere. Like, everybody knows what that is every time they turn on their TV and watch news, right?
Right.
Like, these people are fucking morons. Chance, you ever look into the 787 Dreamliner nightmare? You'll never catch me on a 70s. I'm not afraid of actual planes or flying on planes. I know that chances of dying on a plane is very fucking small. But the fact that Boeing has people that are clinically fucking retarded doing anything for them worries me a little bit, right? It's like, did you guys start cutting the corner and start hiring from fucking like community colleges or something? What's going on here? Like, I don't understand. I say that as somebody who went to community college, by the way, so nobody take offense to that.
Right. So when you see this image that I've presented here, what's your first thoughts? Chat, you can go ahead and chime in here too.
When I see this image,
yeah, you see the
it's fucking tight.
Yeah,
I mean, probably not the smartest place to put a barbecue.
Yeah, just open your
literally in moss-covered trees.
Twisty says treehouses are awesome. Well, this next story is anything but. A secret
Bigfoot's house.
A secret gingerbread house deep in a forest sounds like something from a fairy tale. But the investigators in Seattle say that the one that they found was anything but.
Definitely a cabin of fun.
Right. Now, a 56-year-old Daniel Woods faces charges of possessions of depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit content.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
An employee for Washington's Department of Natural Resources discovered bedding, food, and a large amount of underage pornography in an elaborate treehouse in the Baker Snoqualmie National Forest about 50 miles east of Seattle. This set off a months-long federal investigation in what led to Wood, the perpetrator. Forest Service employees had known about the treehouse for about 7 years, but nobody knew exactly who built it. The last time it had been inspected, nearly 3 years ago, there was nothing inside of the house. The employee with the DNR heard the rumor of the cabin and decided to find it. He looked on 5 separate occasions and then eventually found the house. And its terrible cachet. The treehouse was deep in the Mount Baker Snoqualmie National Forest in North Cascades, Washington. It looked like a gingerbread house on the outside. The cabin was dark brown in color, but built approximately 8 feet off the ground. Now, this is where it gets really weird. So all the pictures inside are fairy themed. Yeah, fairy themed. So, like, wings and stuff. And we're not going to cover too much more of it, but the amount is what I wanted to cover. So, not only did they find things that look like they had been taken inside the terrifying, creepy cabin, right? But they also found an SD card with literally thousands of illegal images.
Jesus Christ.
Right. This guy has been locked away forever. Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah. But no, he built a, like, just... I mean, like, when I originally look at it, I'm like, this looks like something that should be in, like, a movie, right? Something like that. So he builds this cool thing out in the distance, and instead ends up finding this terrifying, uh, uh, or sorry, he builds this amazing thing, does terrible stuff in it, and then eventually it's discovered by those workers. I could imagine how awful it had to be for those workers to go in there and go,
Seriously.
what? Like, this is...
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah. And the worst part is that everything is themed, right?
Yeah.
That puts a bad twist on...
So how'd they find this guy? Was he there? I don't get it.
They matched his DNA to a paper cup found in the cabin.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, so it's like they discovered him and found him and managed to track him down by some like straight up SVU like TV show tactics.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, he's gone away, and the next time you see a cabin in the woods that looks just slightly out of place, don't go in.
Yeah, do not go in.
Our next story is about delicious crickets. And it's not exactly what it sounds like. Daniel Adams is accused of releasing hundreds of crickets into a restaurant.
Kind of amazing.
Exactly. The owner says he has no idea why the former employee released hundreds of crickets into the Copper River Grill. I think that answers the question right there. Former employee.
Yeah, former employee. You know why. Shut the fuck up, dude. You know exactly why.
Right, but I mean, even if they are harmless, you've got a bunch of customers that all of a sudden now there's bugs.
Yeah, and once they get all of the bugs out, there's gonna be dinner services,
right,
for probably weeks,
exactly.
Where they just hear a fucking cricket every once in a while. It's like, what?
I thought we got all of them. Here. Yeah, exactly. Deputies responded to the Copper River Grill on Highway 9 on March 17th in regards to crickets being released into the kitchen area. According to the incident report, an employee working with the food line of the restaurant pulled out several coolers. Apparently he was an employee at the time. But he pulled out several coolers and found... Oh, no. A different employee found several coolers, and when he opened it, there were several styrofoam cups taped together with an opening in them, and hundreds of crickets spilled out. When he picked it up, like, he's like, "What is this?" Blah, crickets. So this guy made a cricket bomb, pretty much, right? And then somehow got it into the kitchen. Right. So I mean,
it sounds like he was keeping them there, like, for storage or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
According to the incident report, Adams admitted to purchasing a few hundred crickets at PetSmart and making the styrofoam containers to hold them. He did this as a joke, not a malicious act, he quoted.
Okay.
What a joke!
Got fucking arrested for a joke? That's not very funny.
Exactly. So here's a story and a video. I was laughing pretty hard. This lady does some things that are pretty dangerous, but she does not get hurt, and everything's fine. But this... Freedom! You know it's going to be good when I paint a blue face on it. So,
right.
Here we go. This is a woman on a mobility scooter headed through traffic.
Mother, you need help.
Yeah. She's just in the middle of traffic, right?
Yeah, try to get on the end over here, Mother. I'm gonna let you over.
This lady is such a good person. You'll see why. The lady who's taking the video.
Yeah.
Is it running? You okay? Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm gonna have them go around. Go around her. I'm gonna go around her, right? Go around her, y'all.
So this video is 10 minutes long. We'll be skipping it around a little bit, right?
Thank y'all.
Okay, good.
So here's 3 minutes in. She's still in the middle. Right, so she's protecting this lady because she's driving in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get to the part where it gets crazy. So she's just changing lanes, going wherever she wants.
Wait, y'all, wait.
She's at a red light.
No, 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 no! No!
She just drives straight through super busy intersection.
Oh my God, y'all see how she went into the middle of the street like that?
Oh my god.
No!
She's fucking retarded, dude.
I think it's dementia, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
she goes on a crazy ride.
Yeah, she's going against traffic.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm behind you, Mama. I ain't finna let nobody hit you. I don't know where you're going, ma'am.
She's got places to be.
I'm trying to.
Wait, okay. So Enid asks where the
late.
yeah. This guy finally, somebody else finally helps, right?
No,
But she jukes him.
The police can't instantly get there.
Right.
No,
She-
don't do that. No.
She's got wicked jukes.
No, just stay behind her. Don't do that. Just stay no.
This lady
No.
fucking freaks out, though.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah.
Yeah, tackle her.
Just leave her alone.
Fucking
We gonna
tackle
do this
her.
right there.
Open that door and tackle that woman right now.
All right, wait till you see when the police get there. Here we go.
Sir. Stop her.
Here we go. All right, so the police are like, you
Yeah,
need,
I don't know
okay,
where she
you need to
going.
stop.
I've been
And she
following her.
jukes the police.
Mother, come on, mother. Go over here. No, no.
Now she out of here.
No.
She gone.
No.
The police are like, just stop. Just stop.
Hold on, y'all.
So she, Enid says tax strip, right? Put down the tire strip,
Amazing.
take out the tires. But the police are trying to stop her, and she just starts pulling cookies, right?
Yeah.
Anyway. Grizzly says, best thing I've seen all day, and tips 100 bits.
Oh, shit.
Here it comes. Should be coming in. There it is. Excellent. All right. So moving on from that one, I've got an interaction news story. So this giant disco ball looking thing. You see that, Jason?
Yeah.
What do you think that is? Is that Elon
Is
Musk's newest thing? Is it a meteor? Is it Kanye's new summer home? Is it a satellite? Is it the newest Star Wars prop? Or is it Japan? What have you done? I'll show you the picture again.
I'm gonna go with Kanye's new summer home.
All right, Kanye's new summer home. Chat, feel free to ring on in for a second. All right, we've got one for Japan. What have you done? I'm interested in what
I'm hoping it's not another satellite.
BJ Cell Lynx Cat came in to Uptime for, which is neat. I mean, I've never seen anybody use
Nice.
use Uptime command before, but
Sup, VJ?
Twisty says, "Oh, I missed it." We've got Elon Musk's newest thing, a meteor, Kanye's new summer home, a satellite, the newest Star Wars prop, or Japan. What have you done? Twisty says 4, so that's a satellite. So for the first time ever, it's actually 2. This is a satellite and a meteor. So the party is coming to an end much sooner than anticipated. The Humanity Star, a reflective satellite launched by private company Rocket Lab, is expected to flame out sometime this week.
Good. Fuck that guy.
So this was they did it, it's set up on purpose. This is how you put something into space, right? So launched in New Zealand in January, it had been expected to keep up in the skies for the majority of 2018, but it didn't yet. They know exactly when it's coming down tonight because they have sensors and stuff.
Fuck that.
Exactly. In the coming days, the Humanity Star, this was when it was originally written, will begin its final descent into the Earth's atmosphere, where it will burn up on re-entry, leaving no trace. The Peter Beck.
Wasn't it done by an artist too? Like he designed it specifically to shine light. create a new star.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, which pissed all of the fucking, like, pissed off most of the fucking astrology community.
Yeah.
Astronomer community.
Astronomy community. Yeah, exactly. Why are you putting this thing that's literally just gonna be in the way up there?
Yeah, it's just gonna fuck up everything we're doing right now.
The entirety of the project, in reality, was to see if a small non-military country's private company could put something into space. This is done by New Zealand, who are a non-military power, right? And they're not necessarily, a giant economy. They've got a decent and good one, but it was to prove that a non-military power was able to complete the launch successfully. And it did.
For sure.
Right. And they're able to track it, and we know when it's coming down. So New Zealand has pretty much beat China at space.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Are you ready for it, Jason?
Am I?
Sex drug story.
Okay, so I thought it was poop. I was getting the whiskey ready.
No. So 1 in 10 people, according to a recent study, have Class A drugs on their fingertips.
That's fair.
Yep. The study says that traces of cocaine or heroin were found on 13% of the people they tested who did not take the drugs, right? So they get
Money?
Yeah, pretty much. Money. Now it's so saturated that it now leaves residue that is detectable in the fingerprints of people.
That's insane.
Yeah. But researchers found tiny amounts of the illegal substances on 13% of the volunteers that they took part in the study after declaring they did not take the drugs. Rather than suspecting dishonesty, the scientists believe that the participants came from contaminated banknotes, tables, and other surfaces.
Jesus.
We were quite surprised. We thought there might be a cocaine knocking around in the environment, but we did not expect it to be able to pick up at the fingerprint level. The lead author, Melanie Bailey, a lecturer in forensic analysis, said. The people we took samples from were at the university, so it's very possible that they knew others who were taking the substances or had been in the environment where these substances were taken.
It was a university study?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabulous Cool Hand, welcome to the show.
Doom below.
The survey team recruited drug users and non-users to help them develop forensic fingerprint tests for Class A drugs. The test exploits the fact that while innocent people can have traces of illicit drugs on their skin, users excrete the drugs and its breakdown products from their sweat.
Yeah.
Fabulous Cool Hand says we seem pretty cool. Excellent.
Thanks, bud.
For the study, scientists analyzed the fingerprint swabs from 50 people at the university who... Oh, wow! Thank you very much for the subscription.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Illuminati.
Yep. Let's see. That was that study. So, sex drugs story. Heroin on 13% of people in the 50-person study. So it's not exclusive, but
it's a fucking shit study. That's what it is.
Right. But it's an interesting study.
Yeah, horribly small sample size.
Right.
It's at a university, right? It's like everybody at a university is pretty much doing drugs for the most part. I'm surprised they only found 13%.
Oh, and the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. We appreciate you being here. Oh, Twisty Top Hatter tearing 50 bits.
Making us dance.
Yep. Our next story is about Pornhub, YouTube, and guns.
Oh my god, I heard about this.
Yeah.
So amazing.
So YouTube has now, as of their new policies on videos, have banned videos that show people who manufacture or modify guns and their accessories. It has already banned videos linked to the sale of guns and accessories, and many firearm enthusiasts noticed that some of their videos had been removed from the video sharing website, and some of them have had their channels suspended. Prominent gun video bloggers said the move was an erosion of U.S. citizens' rights, and some said that they would move their content to Pornhub instead. So I don't necessarily agree with the first statement with them saying it was an erosion on U.S. citizens' rights. It's a private company; they can have whatever videos they want, right? Right, but I do see it as a political statement.
Absolutely.
Right. So YouTube's policies now prohibit videos that show how to make firearms, ammunition, high-capacity magazines, or homemade silencers, or are designed to sell guns or specific accessories, including magazines and tools.
For sure. I have a question, actually.
Go ahead.
And this is a bit more on the Oregon Constitution than it is on the U.S. Constitution. But if YouTube can ban people from showing these gun videos, and obviously these are not morally equivalent, the baker in Oregon that denied baking the wedding cake for the lesbians on religious grounds,
right?
Isn't that kind of the same thing, right? Because they disagree with their political opinion, and so they refuse the service. Or I guess not, right? Because the baker isn't a political opinion, right? It's
right.
They're a protected class based on the 14th Amendment.
Right.
So that does make sense.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I could see an argument being brought up about that, though.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely that will get argued at some point.
Yeah.
without the second afterthought that you had. Yeah. Anyway, Pornhub hasn't commented on the recent influx. We do know that InRange TV, which was a large video provider, content creator on YouTube, has moved entirely to Pornhub and Facebook. And they said that they're not seeking monetization from Pornhub. They'll likely receive an incredibly large group. Their group will probably be supported by Patreon. I mean, I imagine, right? That'll happen.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know how many of their subscribers would go from YouTube to Pornhub. That's like there's 50 other fucking video hosting sites, right?
Yeah.
Like why would Pornhub be like your direction? That doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering. Okay,
so you actually go to YouTube's competitors? That's what I don't get.
Exactly. Well, depending on which ones, like you couldn't do that video on Twitch. Firearms are not allowed.
Well, I thought it was just right because they're firing guns.
Right.
Fire guns.
And show as far as I know, you can't even like show a gun in your hand on Twitch.
Right.
You can have one in a game.
Sure.
Games are fine.
Yeah.
But you can't really have one like in your hand.
Got it. Can you show like firearm collections and stuff?
I don't know. I'll look into it.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know anything about it.
The only thing I can think of is if you put Journeyman says you could go to Daily Motion, yeah. I think that so with embedding, where like you can embed a video, like how I embedded a video into this presentation with the lady on the scooter, right?
Yeah.
If you embed a video, I'm pretty sure it doesn't show any of the flash around the site, right? Any of the like, jiggly boobs and stuff off of Pornhub. So I bet if you were to create a simple web page and then just embed your own videos from Pornhub onto it, that would be like a private YouTube, and you'd probably even get some of your most skittish viewers to go look at that site. The only thing is at the end when it showed the next videos, you'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know. To me, I'd be like, we're going to like Live Leak or some shit, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's much
Live
better
Leak
options.
is fucking world famous. Like, they're huge.
Yeah. And I mean, like, with a tiny bit of research, you'll find things like DTube or YouNow that you could possibly use.
Yeah.
They may be much smaller and have a much smaller user base, but your YouTube followers will be less scared.
Yeah, exactly.
Fabulous Cool Hand is quotedly jiggly boobs and stuff.
Nice.
All right, our next story is something that I've definitely heard people say that they would do. These guys actually did it. So a couple of friends found some illegally dumped garbage in Bowmanville and returned it to the rightful owner.
Good. Fucking awesome.
Exactly. A couple of friends came across a pile of garbage dumped illegally on a property that they care about in Bowmanville. They took the unusual step of finding its rightful owner and returning the 30 bags of trash.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, fuck you, stop fucking up. Taxpayer land, motherfucker.
Exactly. So it's pretty peaceful out here. It's why we hang out here and why we move here, to get away from all the garbage, he said in an interview with Global News on Wednesday as he walked along the Bethesda Road near Stevens Gulch Conservation Area. His friend Ron called him on Saturday morning to tell him of a discovery that he had made while walking his dog. Hawkshaw was disturbed, to say the least. There was probably about 30 bags of garbage in this entire area, he recalled. He posted photographs on Facebook, and his friends were also furious. One of them had the idea to go through the garbage and see if they could find an address. And the friends tore open the bags, found some of which had already been ripped open by animals, and they quickly found evidence of what they had been hoping for. We found a letter from the Canada Revenue Agency. We found phone bills and 407 receipts. I don't know what a 407 is.
I don't know either.
Right. What is illegal trash? How is that a thing? Was it the trash itself or where it was placed? Where it was placed. They literally just drove into the woods and threw trash bags into the woods and then drove out. So they had the address. They loaded after an hour, they loaded all of the bags into the back of the truck. They punched the address into Google Maps and drove to a home located in a suburban neighborhood not far from where the garbage was dumped. She was super embarrassed, Hawkshaw said about the homeowner. She gave me quite a sideways look and said, "That's personal information," to which I responded, "All of the bags in my trunk are filled with personal information, and I just thought you might want it back." Then they left it on her lawn.
Awesome.
The police are not prosecuting anyone. One, due to the fact that technically they undid her crime, so there's no crime anymore. Yeah. And two, they could charge the guys with vigilantism, right, but they're not.
Yeah.
So, but they have given they've given a public message not to do this anymore. Just call the police.
Yeah, that's awesome. They're not the heroes that we need. They're the ones we deserve.
Exactly. Daffy Duda, welcome to the stream.
What's up, Daffy?
I was hosting you a little bit earlier. Sorry I ended my host a little early, but I had to get ready for this stream. So, all right. Our next story is about Scam Bank. It's actually a bank that was called, or a game that was called Farm Bank, but in Turkish it's Skeptalk Bank, which is a mobile app that was created, and it is the most recent in crazy scams that have happened with like mobile gaming. Oh, so dear. This guy, his name was Mohammed Adin. He's the 26-year-old founder of the Farm Bank game. Has fled the country with tens of thousands of people who invested in the game being left out of pocket. So he and his business partners came up with the game in 2016 inspired by popular social media game Farmville, where users would buy virtual animals and farm equipment with real money. This game had promised users that their money would be invested in real livestock in different farms across the country. Products were also put up for sale in stores and show farms to woo investors. Mobile apps are a scam when it legit. Yeah, exactly. Users would be paid for time spent playing the game, as the farms earned money off of the livestock, right? So what it would do, right? The whole like scam here, behind the scam, right? The idea that people were falling for is that, say you gave $20 to the game, that $20 goes to a small farm who then uses $20 to buy chickens. They raise the chickens, sell the chickens and parts and eggs and stuff, make $100, and then you get 35 for your 25, right? For your $20, right?
Yeah.
So this all got started. Everybody got it set up. The farms were actually not in on the scam. The farms were ready to go. Everybody started throwing money in. He started doing it for real. Then it started to get real big. He closed up shop and left when he got a huge influx of money. Yeah.
I don't understand why he didn't just keep going.
Well, because it was unmanageable. The way that they got it set up, he had the numbers. The numbers are shifted right to from the real numbers. You don't make enough money off of the initial investment to be able to pay out. So what would happen is that you would lose a ton of money right off the front.
Yeah.
And
I know exactly what kind of scheme.
Yeah, exactly. The only problem is...
Damn, that's fucked.
Yeah. It seems that no one seemed to be paying attention to who this guy was. So, this guy first started off as a rapper. Let me see if I can find where that information was.
Like, does he have he's a famous rapper?
No. He is a no-name Turkish rapper. I'm trying to find where that part is. This story is really big.
Aren't they all no-name in Turkey?
Right, exactly. I mean, can you think of any Turkish rappers?
No.
Exactly. Journey asks, what did he rap? Christmas presents?
Love it.
Where did it go? Meteoric success.
Drake. It's Drake.
Exactly. Daffy Duda, thank you very much for the 40 bits.
Dancing for biddies.
Right, I'm trying. Where did it go? The thing about the rapper, I gotta find it. This is like my notes here are really big, but he previously tried to make it big in the rap music. Then he tried to sell glasses on the internet, which he said makes people naked.
God damn it! How the fuck did anybody fall for this?
Exactly. This guy was selling fucking magic X-ray glasses before this. He was trying to make it in rap music. You gotta do
your homework if you're gonna invest in somebody.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be a red flag?
With more bits, does the dance get bigger? Yeah.
It's fucking huge, bro.
All right.
Strippers pop out of nowhere, dancing for funerals. Inside joke from other episodes.
Exactly.
Our regulars will get that.
So here is another interaction news story, and this story floored me when I was putting it together. I was like, "What? This doesn't make any sense." $93 bits for me, net down. Thank you very much. All right. So, you are surrounded, Jason and the chat. You've committed a murder, and now the police have your building surrounded.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you, 1, escape, run to Mexico, and then fake your death? Do you escape, shop at Walmart, return to the standoff, and die? Do you stand your ground, apologize, and go free? Do you ask for a helicopter to North Korea? Do you ask for a hostage because reasons? or do you dress as a cop and arrest your roommate?
Damn.
We've got 1 for 6, 1 for 2, 2 for 2.
6 is amazing.
Yeah.
But I probably, yeah, 2's really good. I'm going to pick 3 because nobody else picked 3.
All right, we got a 6 and a 3. Nobody's asking for a hostage, and no one's headed to North Korea. So the real answer of the story is authorities may have been left with many questions after a man who was accused of killing a woman and shooting a man managed to sneak out of the back of the home, and while police surrounded it, was then seen shopping at Walmart, then snuck back into the surrounded apartment, and then started a firefight with police and was killed.
Wow.
The incident began
It's
when
like
police were...
Get out. Just leave, dude.
Yeah, exactly. The incident began when the police were called to a home in the 2100 block of Putnam Street in Terre Haute, Indiana, for a domestic violence incident. According to police, 36-year-old Michael R. Reynolds shot his girlfriend, 40, and then as well as Ronald Lawrence, who was also at the home at the time. Kearns died of injuries while Lawrence is in critical condition. Officers attempted to get Reynolds to surrender, which led to a 20-hour standoff. Police were tipped off to the fact that Reynolds had been seen shopping at a Walmart while they thought he was inside the home.
God damn it.
Yeah. Detectives reviewed surveillance videos at Walmart with police showed that he had bought several general items, and but police would not reveal what exactly he purchased.
He's like, I'm just getting toothpaste.
Exactly.
Like, the fuck?
He left the home at 3:30 a.m. through a basement window next to a privacy fence, which obstructed view from police. The authorities are baffled as to why Reynolds returned home after he managed to get away from the crime scene with officers surrounding the house. After 20 hours of waiting for him to surrender, police said that Reynolds came towards the SWAT team with them with a gun. The team felt their lives was in danger and shot Reynolds. He died of his injuries. But why the fuck did he sneak back in?
Yo, most brilliant way to go out ever.
Oh, yeah?
He made the entire department look like fucking asshole idiots.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As he got out. Then he ruined their fucking lives by making them kill him.
Yeah, I suppose. Brilliant. It's either completely evil or stupid, right? It's either evil or stupid. One of the two.
Yeah. It's stupid and evil. That's what it is.
Journey says he forgot his wallet at home and was heading back to Walmart.
Got stopped.
In all seriousness, the gunman at Stoneman Douglas went to Starbucks and McDonald's. Why are they all going in public? Yeah, I mean, it could be that somebody of this kind of mental state does not even care, right?
Yeah, because they're like, I'm going to die.
Yeah. All right, so this guy, this is Sign Your Own Warrant. A Mariana man is accused of robbing a Bentley Bill bank last week, and he apparently wrote his own name on a note that he handed the teller demanding money. We've covered many stories like this before.
Oh, yeah.
But here's another one. Glenn Allen Flore Jr., 30, of Maple Alley, was charged Wednesday by Chief Richard Young with 2 counts of robbery, 5 counts of reckless endangerment, and 1 count of terroristic threats. Flore is accused of robbing the CFS Bank. He reportedly entered the bank at 3:40 p.m. and approached a teller asking for a deposit slip. He wrote a note demanding money that stated, "Just give me the money and nothing else will happen," then reportedly signed his own name on the note. He then fled from the bank after getting more than $1,300. Police were able to identify him through his signature as well as video surveillance. So basically, signing his own warrant. What an idiot.
Yeah, I guess a fucking moron.
Yeah. So that's just a story to let you guys know that no matter if you do something stupid, you at least aren't this guy. So in news about this is so funny. I love this story. Software and security experts have reported malware infections have fallen 17% in the United States since the beginning of Lent.
Wow. Wait. Oh, funny.
Yeah.
Hilarious. They were just like, wow, that many motherfuckers are downloading porn.
Yeah, they say a trend that they say is due to people giving up pornography for Lent.
Yeah. Clearly. What the
good.
fuck? That's amazing.
Experts at Enigma
17%.
17% of the United States, or was it United States or worlds? Hold up. Yeah, United States malware infections have dropped.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's a fifth.
Exactly.
So 1/5 are not only Catholic, but they're fucking stupid enough to download porn.
Right. Right. They go click on stuff at porn sites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Jesus.
There are horny singles in your area. Click.
Yeah. I know, right?
Exactly. Nearly 1 in 5
so she knows you.
malware viruses since Lent began for millions of Christian Americans has been reduced. Many Christians commit themselves to various acts of penance during the approximately 40-day religious observance period, including fasting during daylight and more mundane tasks like refraining from swearing. Fabulous Cool Hand says that they're crying. This year, Lent ends 3 days before Easter Sunday. Now, this is something we wanted to know. What I want to see the stats after. On on April 4th, I believe it was, right? Or is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whenever that ends, right? I want to see the infection stuff just be like, you know.
You know it's just gonna skyrocket.
Exactly.
How fucking people get malware? I don't even understand that shit.
It's honestly clicking stupid stuff.
It's so hard to get now, though. Like, everybody should know not to click shit, right?
You should.
You should know.
Well, people should know not to eat soap. It happens.
Yeah.
Right.
I feel like those are different things, though.
Let's see. They may also reduce the amount of time spent on adult websites, which are common sources of malware infections. We think the combination of those activities together help explain why computer malware infections are dropping. So yeah. Awesome. Here's another story about how drugs can make things go bad.
Sex drug.
Exactly. One woman's quest for a sandwich ended with her arrest.
God damn it. It wasn't worth it, lady.
Ice Kitsune 777 says I used to eat glue. I used to eat erasers. That was my jam when I was much younger.
I mean, I didn't eat rubber cement or anything, but I ate fucking like Elmer's.
Mm.
I tried Play-Doh once.
That explains a lot, Jason. I'm just joking. I totally tried Play-Doh too. It's a salt nightmare.
It's so salty.
Yeah,
why?
It's like some sort of salt gremlin's butthole just enters your mouth and tries to destroy you.
Pure fucking salt. It's gross.
Yeah.
I ate a potato bug. Not a potato bug, a pill bug. What are they called?
Yeah, I think potato bug, pill bug. I remember them referred to as roly-polies.
Yeah. Roly-poly. I ate a fucking roly-poly. Because my mom told me she ate one when she was younger, so I was like, all right,
okay,
well, let's see what this is all about. Okay.
So according
to what it tastes like.
To Pix11, a 44-year-old Elizabeth Ildefonso drove up to a security booth at Long Island's Riverhead Correctional Facility and tried ordering a sandwich as if it were a drive-thru.
Wait, say that again? I'm fucking having a hard time not laughing my ass off at Fabulous Cool Hand's fucking joke. It's amazing.
Elizabeth Ildefonso drove up to the security booth at Long Island's Riverhead Correctional Facility and attempted to order a sandwich as if it were a drive-thru. The Suffolk County...
That makes sense.
Right. The Suffolk County's Sheriff's Office wrote that Ildefonso approached the deputy and attempted to order a bacon, egg, and cheese. Deputy DeCaro told Ildefonso that she was, in fact, not at a drive-thru, but at a correctional facility. Ildefonso allegedly repeated her request for a sandwich. While the interaction was taking place, Deputy DeCaro observed that the driver's pupils were dilated, they had glassy eyes, and white powder residue around the nostrils.
God damn.
Also,
that's just so fucking stupid.
Ildefonso did not have a valid license, additionally.
What the fuck? Jesus.
She's been charged with driving while the ability impaired and driving without a license.
She's straight up just like, how can I get some free meals?
Right.
Fuck.
So for you Americans in the chat, here's a cautionary tale. Don't make us look bad. A couple of American exchange students in Italy attempted to cook pasta without water and started a fire.
Okay, hold on. That doesn't make Americans look stupid, right? It makes young people look stupid.
Right.
But they're already dumb. Everybody knows that because they're young.
Candidate1122, welcome to the chat. So these American exchange students in Italy are not learning their lesson, and it pisses me off. Here's the deal. So, Italian newspaper La Nazione reported on Monday that 3 20-year-old students abroad in Florence attempted what countless citizens of the world accomplish with ease every day, boiling pasta. However, the students neglected to add any water to boil it. They dropped a bunch of dry noodles in a pot, which then caught fire. The group called the fire department, which extinguished the fire, possibly with water, the fire department that took the whole thing in stride and insisted that they didn't know how to make pasta either, which seems unlikely, but is a nice gesture. Here's the kicker. Taking the opportunity to teach... Oh, wait, okay, so commenters were, not very nice about it. The DTA 1 crew, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time.
What up to DTA?
So, Florentine chef Fabio Picci has stepped in to offer 4 hours of free cooking lessons at one of his 5-star restaurants.
What? That's amazing.
The 3 will have lunch in our restaurant with 2 of my extraordinary cooks, said La Nazione, as he translated by the news I got this from. They will teach them the simple basics that they are very well or good if done well. I think that this can be useful to them, but also to us. Understanding is beautiful and necessary, said the insane guy. Because the lesson of this story is might be to boil your pasta. It also might be that if you fail hard enough, you will receive world-class instruction.
Yeah. That's not fucking fair. Actually.
Right, exactly. You just have to fail so hard.
Yeah. That's really bad. But also free press for
exactly.
For the fucking restaurant, the restaurateur.
Ice Kitsune says, here is a gore news. I'm not sure what a gore news is. I don't know. That I remember from an old broadcast from a furry radio show in Ohio.
I want to know about this furry.
Yeah, exactly. Show. In Ohio, a cop was charged with a man with manslaughter after running over 3 blind kids. When he was interrogated, he said they didn't see it coming. That's terrifying.
That's fair,
right?
That's pretty fair.
All right. So here's some cool news. Something that's been blowing up the internet right now is this lioness who has grown a mane. Yeah. And they've figured out why. Because science is awesome.
Don't shave November.
Exactly. Tennessee researchers have found out that the African lioness named Bridget has an elevated level of androstenedione. or androstenedione, which is a hormone that can contribute to developing male features. It turns out that the lion may have a benign tumor that is causing. I don't know if it's benign, if it actually causes stuff. Right? That doesn't seem right. But
yeah,
the benign tumor that is producing the hormone. But that other than that, her health is in excellent condition. So everyone who was worried about the now this has definitely been labeled as the transgender lion.
that's kind of funny.
Right, but it's just a hormone imbalance. So
Gotcha. It's not switching.
Right, exactly. She is still a lioness. They have bearded ladies, now bearded lionesses. All right.
Seems fair.
Here's a couple of Florida man stories. This picture, dude, it kills me.
This guy's fucking nuts.
This is the picture that they got because he was arrested with a .316 alcohol level.
What?
This guy, .316.
Wow. Well done, sir.
Where's your bingo? I forgot to throw bingo in here. I don't have the link on me. I'd have to go get it again. I promise next time I will bring the Florida bingo.
Oh yeah, we love crazy people bingo. Damn.
Right, I'll bring it next time. DTA Crew says, "No, I live in Florida." Well, we know that not all people from Florida are Florida man.
Yeah. Yeah, we got plenty of friends in Florida, man.
We've got a cool Florida person story right after this one. So a Spring Hill man was arrested for a DUI after his blood alcohol level tested at .316. Hernando County deputies say their aviation unit received a call about a gold Toyota Scion driving recklessly in the Hibiscus Springs apartment complex in Spring Hill. Witnesses told officials that the deputies, a man identified as 24-year-old Colin James Daniel was the driver, who crashed into mailboxes and other vehicles in the area. After the collisions, he parked his car and approached a man who was walking a dog. Oop. Hold on. Messed that up. We'll go back to it. There we go. Deputies say an argument started between the two, and then Daniel pushed the man and began loosening pushed the man. Then the man began loosening the grip on his German Shepherd, so Daniel ran away. Shortly after, the Hernando County Sheriff's Office helicopter located Daniel lying on his back between two air conditioning units on a roof.
Jesus.
He was arrested and charged with DUI and battery. But he was at 3 times, so he was at, his blood alcohol level showed it was at .316. The legal limit is .08.
Jesus.
Yeah. So he was very drunk.
Yes. It's getting lifted.
Exactly. All right. Our next story is something I apparently forgot to grab the notes for, but I am really glad that I keep the URLs to the story ready to go.
Who attacks someone who's walking a German Shepherd? That is a fabulous question, and to be completely honest with you, not anybody that's fucking sane.
Yeah, someone with a 3.16 alcohol level, pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? So this is Jess Kiefer, the operations manager at Zoo World. Let me see. I gotta do a thing. Show me a different question. No, I have not. There we go. Okay. When Zoo World operations manager Jess Kiefer spotted an unknown man wandering around in the grounds before the zoo opened on Thursday, her first thought was about the safety of the animals. She had long thought, I wondered if I found someone who had broken in, what would I do with my fight or flight? Whether I would fight or fly away. I always thought I would fly, but when I saw him, I just went after him and grabbed him. A highly trained alligator handler, according to the Zoo World director, Kiefer took the man, later identified as 19-year-old Jonah Abram, down to the ground and put him in an alligator hold, putting all of her weight on his neck and back to keep his head down and squeezing him with her legs in order to keep him from squirming away. So at first, this was the first move I could and only move I could think of. Kiefer said, while she had Abraham on the ground, she took out her phone, put it on the ground, and called 911, turning the speaker on so that she could talk to dispatchers. She had
Nice.
to tell Abram to be quiet a few times because he was yelling so loudly that the dispatchers couldn't hear her. When he heard deputies were on the way, Abram tried to bolt away from her, so she switched up to her grip and put him in an MMA-style chokehold because she remembered she was a big fan of wrestling when she was younger.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a fucking certified badass.
Yep, the deputy or the director of the or the owner of the zoo arrived about 5 minutes after the deputies, who were waiting outside to say that Kiefer had subdued the suspect all by herself. The deputy was all like, "I didn't even have to help." Even the deputies were impressed by the display. According to the reports, the man broke into the place to a apartment that they had on site where staff members could stay if they needed to watch an animal overnight or something like that, right? Um, Stealing alcohol and other objects, and his excuse was that he was there looking for his vape that his friend had dropped during their visit the day before.
Wow.
Yep. So yeah, don't sneak into this
Try
lady's.
hard.
Yeah, exactly. Don't
Fucking awesome.
don't sneak into this lady's zoo, or you gonna get owned.
Right? DA Crew's like, I'm a little turned on.
Exactly. You gotta like a strong woman. All right, my favorite
the best part of the show
segment of the show is some stupid shit. So were you watching yesterday when I discovered Witch Z?
Maybe
Like all
I
the
was
stuff.
like,
Yeah, I know you were working and stuff, but
yeah.
yesterday I found like the scariest part of Etsy. Right, it's a version of Etsy where if you wanted to sell jars of toenail clippings, right?
Yeah, where I was like, this is legit a site for serial killers.
Yeah, that's right. The meat blanket. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. God, that shit was creepy, dude.
So
the meat blanket.
I'm gonna head back there next time. But Ice Kitsune, what did I miss another one? I mentioned it. The
what
the news
fuck,
you were
dude?
talking about.
Why is this a mural?
I don't know. It's a senior woman with asthma wall mural. It's
a peel and stick graphic.
It's 18 by 16.
It's huge, dude. What the fuck? What is wrong with people? This is terrifying.
Right, I know.
It's kind of funny though.
It's $24.
Dude, the only people that I can think of who would have this in their fucking home is like fucking Trey Parker and Matt Stone. That's about it.
Right.
Dude.
So you can also get a 48 by 41 inch version.
What the fuck?
X-Flight, I knew you would have one of these.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, okay. Apparently that one didn't come through, Kitsune. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't see it, man.
Yeah.
It'll usually tell me too if
or not, man.
If I need to approve something.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Darn.
Fabulous says, "Fuck the wall. Let's put it on my truck."
Dude, the hood. Holy
exactly.
shit.
Does your chair not look like an asshole? Then I've got the black mustache chair socks, floor protector, table leg cover.
Does your chair not look like an asshole?
Exactly.
Get your shit together and get these chair socks on them.
Exactly. Only $16.60. I don't know if it says if it comes with 4, right?
National flag.
Or they only get 1. Okay, it comes with 8.
She's not.
You get 8 chair socks. Yeah, go ahead and whisper it. All right. Okay, so our next item here is, are you able to still sleep at night?
Hey, you're cicated.
I believe I can fix that.
Nice.
Here is fetus soap.
Oh, what?
It's a jar,
shit.
a bar of soap that looks like an unborn fetus.
Okay, that's actually amazing. As long as it's not made out of like fucking afterbirth or some shit. That's okay. I'm all about this. This is tight. I do want an alien embryo in mind, though.
All right, so that would be okay. It's just the idea of washing yourself with an unborn human baby to me is what the problem is, right?
It's fucking weird as shit.
I would be down for like a face hugger in there or whatever.
Yeah. What would bother me is like I would know that the more I wash myself, the closer I get to having a baby. Ugh, that's horrible news. And like, what do you do with it? Is it like a toy baby, or is it?
I don't know.
Soap too.
It could be soap too, right? And then you start
buy one to figure it out.
You start wearing away at the head, like when you're using it or whatever. Right. That would be weird.
Like that's not okay.
Right.
Right.
All right. So do you like? Let's see. I'm gonna allow that. Do you? Let me see. I gotta get back to.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I'll get to your story here in just a second, Kitsune, right after this section.
This is actually a great gift idea.
Right.
To anybody you know that's against abortions.
Exactly. Do you like bugs and kids? Well, I got something for you. It's a bug kid.
What the fuck? That's creepy.
This is the worm baby figurine, caterpillar baby head sculpture, and it's only $225.
What in the fuck, dude?
Look at these. These are gross.
It's weird as shit.
They've got like some photoshopped ass pictures of like an old time photo with a fucking catter baby.
That's amazing, actually.
Angry Cicada says, no, 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 nope. $225. Fabulous.
Gotta
cool
catch them all, man.
Exactly. Catter baby, I choose you.
Catter baby.
All right.
Baby.
And then the next one. Personalized dog hair hat for dog lovers. Hand-felted blue merle collie, natural wool. It says wool, but it's blended with dog hair for pet portrait memento.
Yo, this shit is terrifying.
Right, exactly.
Like, this is some serial killer shit right
Exactly. This
like,
is like...
Right up.
Yeah.
Like, I kill humans and feed them to my animals.
Right.
Holy fuck.
Oops. Apparently
I'm not going to diss on the hat, though. It does look good. I'm just
saying.
I'm
not saying that the quality isn't right. It's just the fact that it's made of dog hair.
Yeah.
Whose dog did this lady shave?
Like, and it's not even, I don't know if she did, dude. Look at that.
Well, thank you very much for the compliment. Fabulous.
I think she collected a lot of dog shedding.
Right, exactly.
Right, look at it. It's not well kept.
Do they work at a shelter?
Maybe. Oh, damn, that's fucked up. That's horrible.
Right. And stealing other people's dog hairs and selling them on Etsy. Also, it's $80.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about $80.
Why?
All right.
Yo, this lady's Cruella de Vil. That's a fucking fact.
Exactly.
She's straight up like, I'm making dog hats.
All right. So Ice Kitsune sent this. Ice Kitsune read a story that involved a really odd poem that made them laugh the entire show. The person was living in Florida and being committed to an asylum after claiming that the person had swallowed a watch battery. Met a woman online and made a poem to her titled, I Ruined Your Face. And it goes like this. I ruined your face. I ruined your face. I hit you with a bat and blood went all over the place. I ruined your face. Then it cut off there, Kitsune. If you want to send me the rest of that, I'm totally down to read it. Then Okay, so this is Be the Change. This is the section where we go through change.org petitions and show how people are truly making a change for the world. And that they're not. But
No, they're not.
exactly.
We're some of them.
So
we
here,
are some of those people.
Exactly. Here is our petition to try to get to 100. We're at 44 now. If anybody feels like signing it, we would love to see what happens when you get to 100, because it says there 44 have signed. Let's get to 100. We want to see what happens. And just because there's a counter protest to everything on change.org, here is our petition to keep us from getting to 100.
Who made that?
Who made that? Exactly. And then
when it first popped up, it said 0 have signed. I was like, what the fuck? I got like 6 signatures. What the
fuck? Roses are red. Obama's well spoken. I'm sure. I'm sorry. Sure, our freeze machine is broken. Taco Bell. All right. I ruined your face. I ruined your face. I hit it with a bat and blood went all over the place. I ruined your face. I ruined the face. I beat it with a bomb and blew up your brains. Excellent poem.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, that's the guy the poem that the guy who was arrested made.
Yeah. I put that together.
Yep. All right. So here is our first petition for today, which is to get a pay-per-view match with Joe Biden and Donald Trump.
Oh, shit.
Regardless of political affiliation, a pay-per-view of former Vice President Joe Biden versus current President Donald Trump would be highly entertaining. All proceeds would go towards the national debt. So it doesn't matter who wins the fight. Ultimately, America wins in the end.
Yeah, I agree with that. I did hear that Biden was just talking shit, that if he had heard Trump say that, he would have hit him.
Yeah. Biden has said that a few times, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fair, right?
Right.
Like,
wasn't Biden the one that said that he would take somebody out back?
Say that again?
Wasn't he the one who said, in my day, we'd have taken them out back and tuned them up?
Oh, he might have been,
I think that he was the one who said that.
I got respect for Biden.
Yep.
I like Biden.
My favorite memes of all time were the crazy Uncle Biden memes.
Dude, so good.
Just they were the best.
Best friends with Obama.
Right, exactly. And
those
then,
ones? Oh, they're so good,
he's
dude.
just all like, Joe, no, Joe, stop.
Yeah.
Like,
Joe, calm down, dude.
All right.
Yeah, that shit was amazing.
So here's another one to get to change the English version of sherbet to sherbert in the dictionary. It's the reason here is the British are all wrong. The British are wrong.
That's fair, actually.
Exactly. I think that they've gone a long way. They've only got 6 signatures, but once we give them, some real exposure here on Skeptalk Live, I can see this going places.
Right.
X-Flight.
Been calling this sherbet for the past 50 years. God damn right. I'm signing this so you guys know.
Where did it?
And sharing it to Facebook because I'm a patriot.
Apparently, I forgot the third thing. Anyway, that's fine. We'll be fine. So one last piece of news here. Another time traveler. So this is the 3rd time traveler we've covered, right? 4th if you count our idea on Donald Trump being a time traveler from the future, right? But yeah. This is another one who's come forward, and he claims to have brought back a miracle food pellet from 2200. Oh, a train! Thank you very much for 100 bits. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. So another time traveler, and everybody dance exactly. I danced.
Yeah, come on, we're dancing for biddies over here.
Exactly, always dancing for biddies. He claims to have brought back a food pellet from the year 2200 that has cured all of world hunger. The man, going only by the name W.D. Davis, also claims that cancer has been cured and that flying cars go on autopilot and you can travel into space. W.D. Davis said that
That's not even a prediction, though.
right?
Like, what the fuck?
It's pretty basic. He says that food from the future has everything you need for a week in the pill, before adding, our government supplies them to everyone monthly. Angry Cicada says it's full of his own poop.
That's fair.
He remained anonymous because he said he could have he could be in danger if he reveals his true identity. And he said that where did it go? We own autopiloted flying cars that travel into space, and there's no diseases and no doctors. All types of cancer have been eradicated. Well, pardon me. I just talk burped. That was very. That was.
Dude, I was like, how did he do that? He just fucking just kept rolling.
There's no diseases and no doctors. All types of cancer have been eradicated. People are living on Mars to escape overpopulation and war, and there are some underwater cities and some people that are living in the ocean. But this makes me wonder, what the fuck is so important about 2018? Why are they all coming here now? Right? 3 of these guys all of a sudden showing up and talking about the future.
It's not like it's just new, though, because this happens all the time.
Well, as
right.
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's got the frequency up in 2018, right?
Yeah.
That's Radio says, I am from time too. Excellent. So in the other question that we wanted to know about this story, Dragon Daughter, whoop! The other question we wanted to know is because he's talking about the fact that there's a thing here that I definitely need to talk about. The time machine, apparently, that they use is a circle that you walk through, and it takes you to another dimension. And I'm wondering if anybody has asked this guy the real question. In his dimension, is it Berenstain or Berenstein?
That needs to be asked.
Yep.
It does.
Yeah. I mean,
it's
that's
definitely
the
Berenstein Bears.
Piker's Burton, welcome to the stream. Time travelers are coming to 2018 to see the dumbass history they read. Exactly. That they read in their.
You're like, no way this should happen.
A reality TV show star in charge of the United States.
Right.
Well, that leads us to our main story tonight, which is time travel number 2. I have gathered some more time travel as evidence, and I would like to share it with everyone. Are you ready for more time travel, Jason?
Fucking super ready, man. Excellent. Of course.
So here is one of the best known evidences of time travel. Have you ever seen this, Jason?
No.
It's a pretty famous meme. Back in the time of YTMND, this was found in a newspaper.
This was like they made a movie about this.
Right.
Safety not guaranteed.
Exactly. Hi, Skitsune777. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time. But wanted somebody to go back in time with me. This is not a joke. Gives a P.O. box. You'll get paid after we get back. Must bring own weapons. Safety not guaranteed. I have only done this once before. So
so good.
Exactly. This would be back at the time a really advanced troll, if you were a troll, and right. So here I've got some video evidence, and I want you to watch this and tell me if you see what's odd about this clip from a Charlie Chaplin movie. There's no audio.
Yeah, it's Charlie Chaplin, right?
Right. They play it a couple of times here. Did you see it?
Nope.
Watch the woman talk on her cell phone.
Play it again.
It's still going. They're going to do it in slow-mo here so you can watch. Atreyu, there's no place for logic here when we're talking about the main story. Did the woman time travel all the cell phone towers too?
So amazing.
Yeah, I mean, that's a fantastic piece of evidence that you've got there, Atreyu. I'm going to ignore it and move on with more time travel evidence.
Amazing. Fucking killed it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is weird though. Like, what is she doing? I don't think it's a cell phone. I think that's just what our minds fucking jump to, specifically because we love to make patterns as human beings. But
right, exactly. I've got what everyone else thinks it could be. But look at this lady on her cell phone. She even puts it away.
What? Try that again. Oh shit.
Thank you very much, Journeyman Better. But anyway, some people would say that it might possibly be the Siemens Hearings instrument, patented in 1924, or a Western Electric Model 3A audiophone carbon hearing aid, which is pictured right here.
Oh, okay, that makes way more sense.
But that's what some people would say.
Yeah.
Those people don't know what they're talking about or how science works.
Yeah.
So this is a pretty famous image right here. This picture is often called the time-traveling hipster. From the reopening ceremony of the South Forks Bridge in Gold Bridge, British Columbia in 1941. Do you see anybody who's out of place here?
Yeah, the guy with a fucking W on his shirt.
Yeah.
His t-shirt.
Here's a close-up here, right?
Yeah, with his super dope shades.
Right.
Because he's fucking blind.
Exactly. And his printed t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Everybody else is wearing like real old-timey clothes. And
yeah.
Some people would say that type of sunglass with the leather side shields were used since the 1920s, and that he's wearing the sweater of a hockey team instead of a modern t-shirt. But that's just nonsense.
That's crazy talk.
That's crazy. All right, and here, look at that.
Oh my God, that guy's taking a picture of his crotch.
Right, but with like a flip phone, dude.
No, it's not.
Right. I don't actually have what that really is, but I don't know what some people would say that is. But this image
it's a microphone.
Is definitely a. Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's not actually a camera.
It's a microphone. Good point.
It's a fucking microphone.
Voice recorder. Oh, okay, well, according to some skeptics, I obviously now, some skeptics would say that is a voice recorder. But okay, so here is a clip from a 1948 film.
She happy? Oh, shouldn't be long now. Once over the wires, round the
This is amazing.
and long a piece. According to your schedule, we should have been there an hour ago. Mule Creek, Dead Man's Squaw, Schmitz Wells.
What?
Right?
Are people retarded? They don't know what a fucking leather-bound notebook is?
It's an iPhone, obviously. Obviously.
Clearly.
All right. Ice Kitsune says the fact that she actually made the gesture with her fingers that you normally see with when people used to do the old Nokia phones is odd. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely odd. Like it's just because we're so used to seeing that, it's like our minds instantly connect that, right?
Right. Journeyman says that it also looks like it might be a light meter for setting the right setting on the camera lens. That's very possible.
Yeah, it could be.
Dragon says, I do indeed, in the form of my coffee cup, which is indeed bigger on the inside. A tin full of stickers, also bigger on the inside. I just bought the
So about TARDIS.
Oh, okay.
You're like, this doesn't make any sense.
I'm like, I don't get it. What am I missing?
1 week not on the show and she's lost it. We made her back.
All right. So now, to wrap up my presentation on time travel, I have some pretty uncanny photos here.
Oh, fuck. What? Matt Damon?
Right. So the picture, and these...
I didn't even look at the picture on the right and I recognized him.
Right, exactly. Everything that I'm about to show you, and this is beyond me, pretending to give you real time travel evidence.
Yeah.
Every picture I'm about to show you are unedited real photos. And that's cool, but it could be that they're all vampires or time travelers. Who knows, right?
Yeah, is the one on the left from like an image from a movie or something?
It is the one on the left is a wedding photo of a Redditor's father. So some guy, the thread eventually decided that the guy's father was Matt Damon. They're all like, sorry to let you in on this, but your father's Matt Damon, right? Like,
yeah.
He had down 250 bits, taking the #1 spot again.
He just can't let anybody have fun with the #1 spot. He's got to take it.
He needs that gold button.
That's why we love you, bro.
Some guy on Twitch 26. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the Illuminati, taking over the world one follow at a time.
We got strangers in here. Feel weird.
All good. 24 from Twisty Top Pattern.
Oh shit.
All right, so that's Matt Damon. How about Johnny Depp?
I've seen this one a million times.
Right. But I did see a verified information that picture is unedited, and that either Johnny Depp looks like other people, which is I
think he does.
That's impossible.
I think
how
Matt
could
Damon
people
does
look
too.
like other people?
Look, Johnny Depp especially is like trying to make himself look classic, right? Constantly. He's probably aware of this photo.
Also, I love the fact that the photo you guys looked at with the guy on the phone to the crotch was focused on the crotch and not the top guy. It looked like a Nazi guy when his face was getting melted off with the mouth wide open. What? Oh, Trey, thank you very much for the 200 bits. I didn't dance for that, but I'm going to do it now.
Because it's like, why the fuck am I the only one dancing?
I was paying attention to Nazi face melting. Apparently, I missed Nazi face melt. We're going to go look.
Wait, what?
Hey, look at the guy up in the top.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
That's going crazy. He's all, oh my God.
The Holy Grail.
Exactly. He chose the right cup. I chose the wrong cup. Johnny Doppelganger.
That's a fucking amazing, Dragon Daughter.
Yep.
Did my brother say that? You didn't come up with that.
So
that's brilliant. Well done.
Look at this picture. The picture on the left is from the early 70s, in which time Andy Samberg and Daniel Radcliffe were not born yet.
Yeah, because the fucking people on the left don't look anything like the people on the right.
Are you kidding?
Maybe Andy Samberg Jr.
They both look
for real.
Like I can see the obvious look, right? I'm like, holy man,
dude. Okay, the guy between the two Andy Sambergs looks nothing like Daniel Radcliffe.
What? He looks just like Harry Potter.
No, even with your like trying and convincing tone, they don't look anything alike. He definitely looks like a lesbian, the guy in the middle. But he doesn't look like Daniel Radcliffe.
All right, well, we'll have to agree to disagree. I see a lot of resemblance to me.
Yeah.
Right?
I do see a lot of resemblance to the guy on the far left as with Andy Samberg.
Right. And then the last one I've got here is when Jay-Z time traveled back to Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Yeah.
I can't tell if it's good because I can't make out the face very well, right?
Right.
It's a poor photo.
Well, yeah, the older
I feel like
photos.
The guy there, I think the old timey guy doesn't really actually look.
It's only racist if you think of it that way, Dragon Daughter. I'm saying that these two humans look very similar.
That's just racist.
In the same way that all of the other photos I just presented would be racist.
Yeah, exactly.
But the lighting definitely highlights Jay-Z like features for the guy in the Brooklyn photo.
Yeah, specifically the gigantic Jay-Z nose that everybody knows and loves.
Right.
Like I've actually like look how big his nose is. It's crazy.
But every piece of evidence
like
that I've given you guys today has been used 1,000,000 times as evidence for time travel. So you'll have to to take it all in and figure out whether or not you believe in time travel.
I mean, I absolutely 100% believe that time is a human creation. But I do think that we could travel back and forth in reality.
Well, obviously, Berenstain, right?
Yeah. There's clear evidence of it everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question.
Exactly. I mean, if time travel does exist, and any of these images are in fact proof of time travel, this shows an obvious waste of Jay-Z's time.
Yeah.
So
he could be
doing all sorts of other shit.
Yeah, right. I mean, maybe he was doing some dope shit though, right? We don't even know what he was doing in that photo.
Right.
He could have been fucking checking out some like amazing musician or something back then.
That's true. He could have been that guy. That would be dope. That guy right next to him could be an absolute jazz legend, right? And he could just be
playing the harmonica or some shit.
Taking in what he, like nobody else gets to take, right?
Yeah.
But then, while researching this specific image, I came across another. Right, exactly. I came across another Jay-Z conspiracy, and it fucking killed me, dude. It's so funny, and the evidence is hilarious. So Nicki Minaj does not actually perform any of her songs. Jay-Z does. If you take Jay-Z's raps and play them in double time, it sounds exactly like Nicki Minaj. It's hilarious. I would recommend everybody in the chat go and Google Nicki Minaj Jay-Z double time, right? And listen to the sound of a bunch of Jay-Z's raps at double time, and you'll be all like, why is Nicki Minaj covering Jay-Z's song?
What? Really?
Yeah, it's so good. You can obviously tell it's Jay-Z if you listen hard enough, but if you just if you just kind of casually listen, you're all like, Nicki Minaj has got some flows, right?
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, I think that is all that we've got time for tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us. It's been a great show. You got anything you want to say, Jason?
Yeah, okay, let's talk about this time travel thing real quick.
Okay.
I think it's important.
Okay,
so if we're going to think about time, right? We created time to track the motion of a star that we circle.
Right.
That's pretty much it.
Well, that's our human grasp of time. Time is, a real thing. It's the passage of the, I guess, the time quality of the universe and the entropy of matter, right?
Sort of, but time is relative, right? Because it passes at a different rate depending on the speed that you're going
Mhm.
and how much gravity you're around against your mass.
Right.
So how would you, like, I'm just trying to think of this like logically, like how could you possibly reverse that
Well,
or speed that up? It doesn't
part of
make
it.
any sense.
Have you seen so wormholes, right?
Yeah.
They've got the idea that if you bend space on top of itself, you're able to go from one point of space to another, right? So if you were to travel super far away, say 40 years away in space, 40 light years at the speed of light, then fold time in half, or not time, but space in half, and go from where you ended up to where you started, 40 years would have passed for you, but no time would have passed for where you were.
Yeah, so essentially you didn't really time travel. You just aged 40 years on an epic journey that, because of relativity, only took a few seconds on Earth. So
there's a lot of argument to time travel, but it needs a receiver. So you can't time or can't travel to a time where it hasn't been invented.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
That's the same with teleports. I get that. That makes sense. I understand like those basic requirements, right? But what I don't get, and maybe you don't even need that, right? Like you don't necessarily need a receiver if you do something like use a wormhole. But like, how is it fucking actually possible? How could anybody write a math equation that would allow you to reverse that? Like, I don't think that might be one thing I don't believe is possible. Well, because I definitely think faster than light travel, there's a possibility for it, or even fast as light travel is possible with a human, right? Or a ship.
Well, and there's the theory that time holds still at light speed, right?
Right, because you're traveling so fast, which makes sense.
But if you broke that stuff, would you move backwards?
Backwards. That's a good question.
And as far as I know, one of the
time stand still if it takes a year for light to travel between this distance and this distance.
Right.
It couldn't possibly.
Well, it would for you moving at that time, at that speed.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's a really good point.
That's if time is relative. Time would move exactly normally for you, but not for everybody else, etc., etc.
So, from what I understood, relativity works the opposite way. It's slower for you, right? Because essentially what happens is you're moving at such a fast pace, and the way that matter and gravity react to each other, that the distance it takes for, like, let's say 2 neurons to talk to each other changes dramatically when you get to those speeds, because it's not just trying to talk from, a fucking fraction of a millimeter between each other.
I apologize to chat if we've missed anything. I'm thinking too hard.
We're all thinking, we're having this conversation. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We don't do this very often. We used to do this on our old show, like all the time, have these deep intellectual conversations, and I do miss them. But like, so there's this fucking awesome video that this guy did, and he explains relativity, traveling at light speed. And he won this huge award for it from like Nobel. They gave him like 150 grand. He's a high school kid who did this video. It was fucking awesome. But essentially, like, he explains it so that like you're traveling so fucking quickly that your 2 neurons trying to talk to each other have to travel, like, that energy actually has to travel a vast distance because you're moving so quickly through time, and there's no gravity is like slowing you down. Right. So it's this massive distance. So you actually age very slowly. Like, there's less of your body getting atrophy because you're traveling so quick. So essentially, you could travel from point A to point B, and for you would feel like an instant, while for people on Earth it could seem like a year.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I was
Yeah. So I mean, that's just nuts.
an
To
interesting
me, it's
point that
crazy.
Journey just brought up is that the entire argument still being listened to is about if the multiverse exists, right? You would travel to
Fair.
a universe where time is moving in a different direction, and then when you move back, you will be back in time.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Right.
I
We
hope I never go to that universe.
exactly. Witless Wonder says too much science for finals week. Twisty says Jason's had some whiskey too.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Fucking love it.
Some guy on Twitch, thank you very much for the compliment. Let's see. Let me go back and make sure that I cover a couple other things. Ice Consuming says even the Nazis are well aware of some quantum physics. Yep. X Flight's about to blow our minds. X Flight says, wait.
Yeah, okay.
All right, here it comes. If you Dernuka a beer went back and to time to drink the same before you drink it.
Oh, shit. I think X-Flight has had more whiskey than I have.
I told you it was coming. It's gonna blow our minds.
This much of a bottle.
Right. That's also what was the Stephen King novel about the things that eat time?
I remember.
So like when time passes,
books,
like every time that
like 6 books I've read.
right, everything would go back, or like every time something happens, like an image of the world. Langoliers, there it is. The Langoliers would come and eat time after it's passed, right?
Yeah, that was actually fucking nuts.
Yeah, definitely. That was definitely a thought-provoking book. So the part that always stuck with me was that they in the future someone has already eaten this fucking sandwich, so it doesn't taste. Someone else has already tasted it, and I'm like, oh, god damn it, my brain. Before Stephen Hawking died, he did state that there was a possibility there are infinite dimensions due to infinite possibilities. Yeah, exactly. That's dimensional branch theory. Worst CG in a movie ever? Yeah, I mean, yes. That was an ancient movie.
Remember those fucking... Remember what the Langoliers look like?
Yes.
That's amazing.
All right, well, we're probably going to wrap it up here. 9:04. We want to make sure that we don't go too long and use up all of our talks. Yeah. Well, thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks everybody for the bits. Thanks for the follows. Thanks for the subscriptions. Let me see if I fixed the thing. I think I did.
Okay. I hope so. Then show me the code you did so I can do it.
I literally just refreshed it. Like took it, deleted it, got it again. So new followers is working. But it decided not to keep the bit donations there. So
yeah, it literally gives no fucks about subscribers or bits.
Right, exactly. So yeah, we're just gonna have to write one of our own. But for those of you who subscribed and donated bits, thank you very much. We super appreciate it. The script doesn't. The script's a piece of shit. So exactly. All right. Well, that is the show. So I don't think we might do a raid. Let's do a raid. Raids are always fun.
Much respect to all y'all.
Let's go.
Skeptalk, motherfuckers.
Is there any other talk shows going now? Because this was a great show. We should go find another talk show and keep the hype alive.
Oh, is what's her name doing her thing?
The one that
you're going to be debating?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So in the future, I've been invited to be on Lil Dobby 666 stream, who we rated Tuesday, and I am going to go be pro skepticism in a debate, and she is going to be pro conspiracy in the debate, and we are going to debate Hollow Earth. So for those of you who've seen our episode before, it's going to be great. I can't wait. It should be pretty hype. Her streams get lively. Let me go see if she is on.
We're glad you found it too, man. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time.
Yep. And I should be soon opening up my Friday shows. So
exactly. I've got my own channel, and I think we're trying to get an actual like episode of Skeptalk on weekend. Now that it's dude, it's spring break. We got to do this, and we're just gonna get fucked up for the viewers while play some interactive games.
And here pretty soon,
we did it once. And it was amazing.
Yeah, we're hoping to do a show in front of a live studio audience.
Right. Yeah. Do that too. With the locals.
It's all good, Dragon Daughter. You'll be back. Not sure when. We still need to get everything going. Ice Kitsune, did you hear the theory that Hitler actually did not kill himself and was a person that dressed for him for his escape? I've also seen the theory that he is currently still alive in Brazil.
There's no way he's alive still. He was in his like 50s when he was old as shit.
Right, but I mean, he had the Spear of Destiny, dude. He's still alive.
That's fair. He also had Hydra.
Exactly. It's like the 10th Hitler clone by now. I'm not seeing anyone or seeing her on, so let's go look at the talk shows, and we'll pick one of those. We've got Gaming for Kindness, a charity event by the Penny Arcade. That's got a huge amount of viewers. There's Internet Famous episode 9 with apparently Olivia Grace. I don't know who that is.
Hashtag Krieger lips.
There's Garbage of the Internet. There's
oh shit, that sounds amazing.
It's a rerun. They're doing a VOD, but it's got 96 people watching the VOD. So
that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, exactly. Episode 24 of the Ponecast. Yeah. Conservative
check
Talk.
Yeah, let's go check it out. I want to check it out.
We'll look.
Okay. I'm going to check it out anyway.
Right.
I'm gonna do that.
Right. I don't want it to be garbage. Right?
And basically here on Twitch, I Can Grow. Is everybody going to follow me on Twitch? Of course not. They're not. But I Can Grow here, and I'm not going to have people take anything away from me. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Not interested.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Seems kind of whiny.
Let's hoping it'd be more.
Also,
really whiny.
Also, if we went there and people disagreed and a fight breaks out, it would kind of be like us being dicks in somebody's channel. So that's what we don't want to do.
I just want to go hear some people talk about politics. That's
yeah, it doesn't sound like that was going to get too good.
I don't disagree with conservatives as much as
right.
I'm independent, so I like both parties.
You can find
and hate both parties.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Everybody's a problem.
Exactly.
Talking baseball. There's the ecom entrepreneur. Strew Doggy Radio. All right, what's this live podcast called? It's just called Live Podcast.
These guys are getting cray.
That means I don't care about party. I mean, and party politics has always been the worst thing that's ever happened to this nation.
Oh, it's party politics. Just like
and I think that's one of the things that we can.
This is called The Dastardly Gentleman. So I'm down.
Dude, I love it. Let's go fucking raid these guys.
The majority of people in that control the Hollywood sphere are Democrat, and they have.
Oh.
Yep, sounds good.
They're talking Hollywood.
Exactly.
We got conspiracy theories, ladies and gentlemen. This is our fucking time. This is our time. Let's do this.
All right, everybody.
Just enough whiskey for this to work.
Exactly. Thank you guys for joining me. Jason, I'll fix the sound as soon as we get off the call. So I'll be right back.
Worries.
But it's been a great show. Super excited. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Pleasure.
All right, we are done.